What's going on? Uh, just want to reiterate something real quick. It's like they talk about like this New World Order tries to sell people and like with certain kind of like arguing points. Like I seen them try to speak this whole borderless world type of imagery, this like fucking utopia. You know what I'm saying? But in all actuality, it's like, look, they want to let everyone in here, but look, like me, I'll try to go to Canada right now. I'll get detained at the freaking border, on some petty shit, dude, because really it's petty. But nonetheless, I don't get to get out, but they get to come in. So I mean, that's basically what it is like. It's the same thing they did with the Indians, man. It's like, look, you get to keep your lands. Just let us have this little plot of land out here outside where you guys don't use. And then 10 years later, they're pushing you off your freaking land. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't buy the hype with this borderless world, because it's a freaking lie. Like I said, if it was true, we'd have free reign everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So that it's like, in other words, it's like this. All right, if you're gonna open up yours to us, we'll open up ours to you. It's like that's a mutual type exchange thing there, but it's not so. It's easier to get in here than it is for us to get out. And that's really all they want to do. It's like, look, you're not going to go. I mean, if you get taken to another land, it'll be as a slave, not of free volition. Not as like what are those things called? A missionary. No. You won't be a missionary of freedom. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, in all actuality, it's like America can't export freedom that we don't even have ourselves, and we're more free than the rest of these other countries are, yet we're really locked the frick down too. It's kind of like in jail, you know, you're free to play cards, you're free to go rape some dudes, you know what I'm saying, but you're not free to leave the fucking compound. You know what I'm saying? It's the same principle here. Same thing with the border wall. If they build a big freaking wall, it's to keep us in. It's like on the slaves in the South. Freaking, if you left the freaking plantation, they hunt you down. Everyone was in on it. Everyone was in cahoots. All the neighborhoods, they'd freaking, if they saw you sneaking around trying to get to the Underground Railroad or whatnot, they're gonna freaking sick the dogs on you. And it's the same thing here. It's like, look, don't you know? Your name in all capital letters, which is on all your important information and documentation. If you really look it up, it's like it's not even you. It's a corporation. You are a corporation, and you are not even let in on it. That you're literally traded on the stock market. Your corporate fiction, legal fiction. Freaking maritime amnesty law, freaking flag trimmed in gold. Like every time, like if I'm watching a movie and I'm watching with someone, I'll be like, "What flag is that?" And they'll be like, "That's the American flag," and I'll be like, "No, it's not. That's the maritime amnesty law, corporate fiction, legal ease, freaking corporate persons." I know that's hard to explain. That doesn't make much sense, but it's no less not true that it's not the American flag. Anything trimmed in gold, it's the law of the sea, which is the basis of multinationalism, which is kind of like, it's more or less like the East Indian Trading Company is a nation. I know that wouldn't make sense to a lot of people, but that's really what it is. It's like America, the name, is not a nation. But the East Indian Trading Company is a nation, and according to their legalese mumbo jumbo, so it's like, yeah, don't buy the hype. Don't buy into that, because it's like, look, the people in control aren't trying to delegate out more like freedom to people. Actually, they're trying to delegate out more control under the guise of like of some kind of like legalese. Like, it's the same thing. It's word magic. It's like a peace treaty. You know what I'm saying? Like the Indians, they made them sign, but really what it was is like, will you go into captivity without putting up a fight? That's really what a peace treaty is. If you don't fight, we will not react as badly, but we're still going to react pretty freaking bad. And you can see it over and over again. Like if you read the old Indian 1800s Indian accounts, man, like it's the same schematic they're using now. And look, it's straight up. Hitler read all the Indian policy in America, and then he modeled his concentration camps and his final solution off of that. And what this New World Order, freaking, what is that called? The Georgia Guidestones freaking philosophy from R.C. Christian or Rosicrucian. It's freaking, it's not very nice what they're planning on doing. And you can go back and get another glimpse into what we're going to go through right now or soon. And they got it all set up, and they got people actually like wanting, they're okay with it, like you know what I'm saying? They've integrated it in to people's freaking subconscious, man. And it's like all this insecurity and instability, which is manufactured. It's like it's a magician's trick. It's like point to the mountain, strike the grindstone. It's like people are sick of all this kind of like not knowing what the frick's gonna happen. So like, look, it's like, okay, if you don't do this, this is what's gonna happen. But even if you do what they say, it's still not as good. It seems better than what they're telling you worst case scenario is, but that was the desired effect in the beginning, to get you to submit to it. So it's freaking trick. And it just irritates me, man, to hear people kind of repeat that kind of fucking rhetoric that you know, there'll be some kind of freaking utopia. Like it's crazy. It's crazy how many hoops they'll jump through to try to make it sound good, like a salesman does. But it's like, I know you're still trying to sell me a piece of junk for an overprice. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but the simple, the easily, like those people that are just been trained by TV to accept whatever the so-called experts are telling them. You know what I'm saying? They're conditioned to think that because they heard the experts that they're in the know. And a lot of time their agents, their freaking agent tours, are using these front men. You know what I'm saying? It's like they'll be repeating shit that they say, but it's like they're full of shizzle.